Unit 9, Period 9, Roman numeral 2, deals with the presidency of George H.W. Bush. This would be the father of George W. Bush, and George H.W. Bush is shown here as probably one of the best prepared presidents we had in the 20th century. Previously, before becoming president, he had served as director of the CIA. So he knew a lot about the inner workings of our government before he became president. One of the problems the United States faced between 1988 and 1992 was a dictator in the country of Iraq called Saddam Hussein. Saddam is pictured here. Saddam ruled the country as a political leader, but also as a military leader. He was in control of a minority um, of Arabs in his country, and they used the might of their military to keep them down. And in 1991, Saddam Hussein made the decision with the world's third largest army, which Iraq had, to attack a small country in the Middle East known as Kuwait. And this is going to lead to the Persian Gulf War, or as the United States codenamed it, Desert Storm. And Desert Storm is going to be the United States forming a coalition of countries from all over the world who believed that this was an illegal invasion of a sovereign nation, Kuwait. And also, another problem with the Iraqis were that Americans claimed that Saddam Hussein had developed weapons of mass destruction, or better known as WMDs. This map here shows you where Saddam Hussein had missile sites set up all around Baghdad. These missiles were called Scuds, and many people believe that these Scuds were capable of going from his country to other countries and blowing up and spreading nerve agents and other chemical weapons. And this brought a lot of fear to the world. So George H.W. Bush made the decision to form a coalition of military forces and form them up on the on the um, border with Iraq and invade Iraq and free Kuwait from Iraqi control. And this is how and this shown on this map here, you can see the arrows going from the staging area in Saudi Arabia into Kuwait. And eventually we were able to free Kuwait from Iraq control, and then our forces, along with other coalition forces, invaded Iraq. The only problem is Saddam Hussein decided to slow our advancing forces down by setting a fire um, oil wells all across his country. And this significantly slowed down the war effort and caused a tremendous ecological disaster. Eventually, the United States, shown in this picture here, with its massive air superiority, attacked a group of Iraqi soldiers leaving Kuwait in military vehicles and private vehicles. They had looted and stolen uh, valuables from the country of Kuwait and were trying to get back to Baghdad. Our Apache helicopters, A-10 Warthogs, those are airplanes and helicopters, uh, and F-15 fighters totally annihilated and destroyed this retreat, as you will, from Kuwait. And it was such bloodshed that George H.W. Bush decided to end the war before American forces could enter Baghdad, and this left Saddam Hussein in power. This concludes Unit 9, Period 9, the presidency of George H.W. Bush and the Desert Storm War.